Good morning. Welcome to day 3 of Moments with Me. I am going to read to you today from my journal. Now, let me tell you, the emotion, the description this morning is normal. There's been a lot of times that I've joked about the fact that my name Norma means normal. I've never thought that I was especially normal. But what is normal? We are definitely seeing something different in our normal daily life here in the last few weeks. So I wanted to read to you directly from my journal and the notes that I jotted down this morning. Normal. You might be asking yourself, is what happening now the new normal? In social distancing going is social distancing going to be the new normal? In some ways, I think it will. Number one, our world has changed. Okay, people are realizing that in this self-isolation that they can work from home, and there's a lot of things that we can do from home. Um, we have to structure that differently, but we can definitely um, do that in a different way. So I think that that's going to change how we see our workforce jobs in the future. Definitely. Now, some areas in technology, especially, a lot of that has been being done already, but it just going to take some of the rest of us a little while to catch up, and this may force us to do that. One other thing that I wrote down was about delivery of products. Amazon, Walmart's been doing that pickup and delivery type stuff. A lot of other grocery places now are getting on board and doing that pick up in order to keep people at a distance. I think we're going to see more of that. I think that's going to become a convenience that people are going to more and more take advantage. That's going to change how that industry works. Number two, in teaching, the teaching profession. We're going to see this more and more as we know that we have a shortage of new teachers, especially in certain areas. I mean, in the teaching profession, we're all about technology, and some of us are still figuring out how to integrate that. But it wouldn't surprise me at all that we're going to be doing in the future a lot of our teaching online away from students. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but that definitely will change the dynamics between the relationship with us and our students. Um, but we still need to have better access in rural areas. I wrote that down because I know in this area there's still lots of places that do not have internet access. So maybe this is a situation that's going to force that to catch up, force companies to get internet everywhere, truly everywhere. The last thing I wrote down though is um, one of the not do. One thing that I don't want this to become normal for us, and that's isolating ourselves. The scripture that I was given this morning actually is in Galatians 2 and 20. It came from a devotional that I was reading from Pastor Joseph Prince. And Galatians 2 and 20 says, I am crucified with Christ, nevertheless I live. Yet not I, but Christ liveth in me. And the life which I now live in the flesh, I live by the faith of the Son of God, who loved me and gave himself for me. Now, the life we live is not for ourselves, and I guess that's the point I'm trying to make. Um, we don't live for ourselves because that is damaging to our mental health. We need other people around us because all that self isolation, if you cut yourself off from people, um, you come centered on yourself. And whether you realize it or not, you become selfish and self centered. And that's not what we want coming out of this. And the very last line that I wrote, we need other people and they need us. And so, all of you that are, this is only temporary, start making plans to, in the near future, to come out of your self isolation. You know, maybe we can use this to benefit in some ways, but making those reconnections, start making those plans.